Welcome to AHA, a human among humans. This is a quote. It's defining Namaste. Namaste is, I salute the God in you with the God in me. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. I honor the place in you where if you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there's only one of us. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. Wow. I can do that if you're watching. Gail, Columbia, Michael, and I honor. That's not hard, I think. If I first do it with me, allow, hi there, can we get, it's funny looking at yourself, which I should be looking at you, of course. I honor the place, because to honor, I would begin it. I need to begin it. Our wonderful Jeshua Jesus said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. When I was in Israel, a rabbi at approximately the same time that Jeshua Jesus lived, Rabbi Hillel, and they named all the Jewish centers on campus after him. Rabbi Hillel, among other things, said, if I'm not for myself, who will be for me? And if I'm only for myself, what am I for? And if not now, when? If I don't take this to heart right now, even though I'm also challenged with talking to you, although since you're not here, maybe I'm talking to me, even that would be a challenge. So the difference is, huge difference in my life, for better. I won't even say for better or worse, has its challenges. To begin with myself, not you, if you'll forgive me. I remember going to a weekend workshop at Shantagar, which is in Western Mass, near the Rowe Conference Center. And our teacher put on some music and said, okay, everybody start dancing. And we closed our eyes and we were moving with the music, and it was very nice. And then he said, open your eyes and find a partner and keep dancing. And we did, and he stopped the music and said, almost all of you have given yourself away trying to accommodate your partner. And the challenge is, as the mantra is, dance as if no one is watching, which is close to what might be happening now. Dance as if no one is watching. And then, I'm going to try that. Imagine no one is watching and I'm talking out loud. But it feels much easier already. The pressure is evaporating. So if we could first honor the place in us where the universe dwells. That's a big thing, universe. Rumi, the poet, said that there's a sun inside all of us. That might be an easier place to honor if we can feel the light within. Even the darkness within can be very peaceful. Even the black hole within, we're mostly made of space. That could be very peaceful. And you know that when the black hole even sucks in light, but it also emits light that keeps much of the universe going, because all the light can't get in, so some of it bounces off the side of the black hole and fuels many parts of the universe. So we can honor first the place in us. Might help closing your eyes, feeling the sun inside. Honor the place in us where the sun dwells, and maybe that darkness, that emptiness, and if we're okay with it, feeling empty. One writer, a longshoreman, so we could trust him, not an intellectual, said that most of us are afraid of the nothing inside. It's so hard to hide from what isn't there. And although I've said this many and many a time, to really take it to heart, or to really take it to my nothingness, which I can do now, feels so peaceful actually. I'm okay. Like the song, I've got plenty of nothing, nothing's got plenty for me. So that might be the way to begin, being true to this quote. I honor the place in me, Ram Dass will forgive me, in which the sun and the entire universe dwells. And can we feel, can we, love, truth, light, and peace? That's a lot. That is a lot. Love, truth, light, and peace. Let's do this one at a time. Love. Does love dwell within us? I have a friend who asked me, what is love? What's this love stuff? I was writing my book on the story of Abraham, and Abram hears, this is his first encounter with divinity, a voice that he doesn't even know who the voice is. And it says, I will bless you. Can we feel that inside? I will bless you, even though we don't know who the I is. I mean, it is a blessing to exist moment to moment. Each breath of air, thank you plants for the oxygen. Each breath of air is moving us from possible death to life. Now, can we feel that's a blessing? However, sometimes life, reading a autobiography of a Chicano in prison, Jimmy Baca, a renowned poet now, and what horrors he underwent in prison, including almost stabbing a man to death, attacking someone put in his cell because he wanted to be alone in his self, and the cellmate said, why did you hit me? So he wasn't a nice guy, and it's hard to feel, I guess, that each breath is a blessing when you're in such painful circumstances. He was able to live his life over again in a memory, alone in his solitary cell, and that seemed to give him, for a long time, some solace. It's never too late to have a happy childhood, or maybe a happy past, to just visit it again, feel it sensually, not an easy thing for me. Would that help us find the universe within or the sun within? There's a challenge. I mean, we're made out of sunlight. We eat the plants, or the animals who eat the plants, and the plants get their nourishment, their delicious nourishment from the sun. So we're eating the sun. So our bones and blood and probably minds and thoughts are sunlight. So we can find the place in us in which the sun dwells. So that first part, well, even to know it intellectually though, can we know in the biblical sense, can we feel sun inside? There's a famous song by Leonard Cohen. The light comes through the cracks. There's a story of someone who lost his leg, was in a recovery center, and would go to, after it took a while for him to accept this. When his therapist asked him to draw a picture of his body, he drew a vase with a crack right down the middle. That's how he felt about it. I could understand my leg hurting me, a bit understanding. Or a dear friend who fell off a scaffold over 20 years ago, has pins in his foot. Sometimes that's very painful for him to walk downstairs backwards. It's a hard thing to live with. Well, the man in this particular tale, eventually after 2 years, he visited the therapist again, seeming to finally learn, not easy, to accept who he was. And the therapist took out his picture of the vase with the crack down the middle and gave it to him. And the young man who had lost his leg put a yellow crayon mark right covering the crack in the vase. And his therapist said, why are you doing that? And he said, well, that's where the light comes through. And stories like that inspired Leonard Cohen to have a song, that the light comes through the cracks. And I hope that's true for many of us. I have had so many cracks help. So it's easier. If we're made of light, then the cracks in us, if we embrace it, maybe, or just be with it, maybe we'll feel the light coming through. That might be one way. It's worked for me, to feel the sun inside. There might be happier ways. It's in all of us. You can see the light in people's eyes. Some people radiate some light. But maybe that would make a little sense if we had a how-to book, how to feel the light inside, find some of your cracks, be with it, accept it. Can we say maybe love some of the cracks inside? Can I love the divorce I went through, which I at least 50% helped cause? What does that mean to love it? It was sad, painful. We both got hurt. But now, as another friend of mine said, it's fuel. That happened. Can I see the freedom of not being in a marriage that was very painful, much as I still love my wife, my beloved first wife, as I like to call her. So maybe that's the beginning of feeling the sun inside, using whatever happened as experiences that can help us love better. Too bad I was afraid of the nothing inside then. Very afraid. Hard to be a man in this society and to be plenty of nothing. So maybe those are beginning ways of feeling the sun inside. What about the universe? That's what Ram Dass said. I honor the place in first me, in which the entire universe dwells. Because we need the universe, right? I mean, where would we be without the sun, the stars, space, time, the Big Bang, the galaxies? They're all shaping us. I mean, some people like astrology because they know those stars and more than we know about them. The black holes in the center of most galaxies, all of those are contributing to us to be able to breathe the carbon dioxide that the plants, fueled by the sun, are gifting us with each breath as we're watching the show. Well, that's the beginning, how to feel the light inside, but there are other hard words. I honor the place in you which is of love. Well, here I am. Oh, isn't this great? You can see both? I didn't know we could do that. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't know what I did, but this is wonderful. I've always wanted this. We used to have an overhead you could do this with. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. Can we feel the universe in us? We know we're made of it. Maybe if we feel the spaciousness inside, are not afraid of the emptiness, allow whatever comes, like the Big Bang might well have come from an exploding black hole, like an exploding supernova. When a star dies, if you remember, it can often, all that energy comes into the center of the star, and it then explodes and gives us nutrients, iron and other minerals we need. So maybe this is a way to feel, and we close our eyes and feel the sun, stars, that's not so hard. Maybe feel the galaxy, that's pretty hard. Emily Dickinson wrote, when she considers the entire world and the stars around our world, she feels very small until she realizes, wow, she could think of all of the world, stars, space, time, in her mind, and still have room to wonder what she's going to be eating for lunch. So we can all think of the universe and maybe feel it. Not sure of that yet. But for this quote by Ram Dass, to honor the place in you which is of love. Well, what do we love? Too much vanilla ice cream for me last night. Yum. But it's me loving the ice cream, my friends who I ate with. So maybe we can, as one of my teachers, dream teacher, told me, put my hand over my mouth, my hand on my heart. I hope that will help you feel love. I'll be right back. I'm sure you can't wait for part 2 of this, which will be God Talk. I'm filling in for Michael Mack. So much feeling of the universe inside,